the Game Award goes to... And the Game Award, goes to... And the winner is... And the winner is...
All right, we are live. We about to watch this foolishness here.
10 years ago, we began a journey together to celebrate video games as the biggest, most powerful form of entertainment in the world. And on Thursday, December 12th, right here at Peacock...
Sorry I'm running a little late, but you know, work things demanded my attention.
Of the Game Awards. Hey everybody, I'm Jeff Keighley, and welcome to the TGA Global Nomination Announcement Special. Today, it is my distinct honor to reveal this year's
I believe Jeff can be heard. Brian East, what's up, bro?
Small around the world. And you can help select the winners by voting right now at thegameawards.com. All right, you've waited long enough, so let's do it. Here are the nominees for the Game Awards 2024. For Best Ongoing Game, the nominees are Destiny 2, Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Helldivers 2. Your Best Performance nominees are Brianna White for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hannah Tell for Life is Strange Double Exposure,
I still need to play that.
Alice for Star Wars Outlaws, Luke Roberts Silent Hill 2, and Melina Jurgens Senua's Saga Hellblade 2.
I think Melina should win that. I mean, if we being completely honest here, I think it should be a wrap there. Homie Juan Kenobi, what's up, man?
Wuthering Waves and Zenless Zone Zero. The nominees for Best Art Direction are Astrobot, Black Myth
Okay.
Wukong, Elden
Okay.
Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree.
Oh, here we go. Oh my gosh, they're gonna be throwing Shadow of the Erd Tree and everything.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor ReFantazio, Silent
Okay.
Hill 2, and Stellar Blade. In the category of Best Audio Design, these games are nominated: Astrobot, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, and
Hellblade 2 should win that as well.
Best
We'll get into all of these and we'll go over them in detail once this is finished. But we know what we really here to see.
Arcane, Fallout, Knuckles, Like a Dragon Yakuza.
I think Fallout should win that for best adaptation.
Of Lara Croft. For Best
Oh, the Arcane is up there though. You know, it's gonna be within between Arcane and Fallout, but Arcane won before, so maybe. Best narrative for Rebirth.
Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 and Silent Hill 2. Games for Impact celebrates thought-provoking games with a profound
Make sure
meaning
the
or
resolution
message.
is
Here are
right.
This year's nominees. Closer the Distance.
Why is this kind of blurred out? There we go. Whoops. I did not mean to pause that. Sorry. I'll fix it. There we go.
Never.
Ooh, Indica definitely is. I need to play that Life is Strange Double Exposure. Maybe I'll stream that this week. If you guys want me to stream that, let me know in the chat. I'll stream Life is Strange.
14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky. In the category of Best Multiplayer, the nominees are Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree,
What, really?
and Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Best Independent Game celebrates games with a high degree of risk tolerance, as they are produced outside of the traditional publisher system. The nominees are Animal Well, Balatro,
Balatro's gonna win that.
Neva, and UFO 50.
Never even heard of UFO 50, but the way people talk about Balatro and Glaze that game, it's definitely gonna win.
Published their first game in 2024. The nominees are Animal Well, Balatro, Manor Lords, Pacific Drive, and The Plucky Squire. For Best VR AR Game, the nominees are Arizona Sunshine Remake, Asgard's Wrath 2, Batman Arkham Shadow.
This is one of those categories where Jeff won't even like actually do the announcement. He'll be doing a rapid fire like in this one, and he'll just keep it moving, and he won't even like, you know, like the person that won, the people that won won't even come up on stage.
Part of the Game Awards is looking forward to what's next. And yes, we'll have lots of games to announce on December 12th. But what's the most anticipated upcoming game? Here are the nominees based on currently announced titles.
GTA 6.
Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. Ghost of Yote. Grand Theft Auto 6.
I mean, like, why even have the category this year?
Monster Hunter Wilds.
You know it's GTA 6.
Nominees are Astrobot, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, and The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. For best role-playing, the jury selected.
Okay, best role-playing game.
2,
Hell no.
Shadow of the Erdtree.
It's going to win.
7 Rebirth, Like a Dragon: Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor ReFantazio.
Now, Metaphor should win this, but it won't. So how many categories is that for Shadow of the Erdtree 3 so far?
Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics, Multiversus, and Tekken 8. The nominees for Best Action are Black Myth Wukong, Call of
That should
Duty
win.
Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, and Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Innovation in accessibility celebrates games that are making our industry available and enjoyable to more people.
3, I think. Yeah, I think it's 3. So far, Shadow of the Erdtree has been nominated 3 times. And last year, Phantom Liberty was nominated, I think about 2 or 3 times as well. But it, you know, innovation and accessibility. They got Veilguard in there. Interesting. I do think kind of like everyone just understood, you know, it's cool to kind of have some of these games be in certain categories. It's not like the main ones, but Game of the Year, like, come on. And it has been confirmed that they updated the FAQ for the Video Game Awards to include DLC and expansions the day, like 2 days ago. Like it was like Friday or something like that. Unicorn Overlord's amazing. I gotta actually get back and finish that. But no, they did it a few days ago. Doesn't mean that the voters didn't know ahead of time, but they clearly were trying to cover their butt by saying, "Oh, let's go ahead and get this out here so that people aren't, you know, so we can pretend like it was always there when it wasn't always there." So he won't be able to use that excuse.
Dota 2, League of Legends.
Black Ops 6 is not an action game, but they don't have a shooter category, so they had to put it in somewhere. Arcade.
3-3, Alexi B, Juvie, Faker, Zywoo, and
Dude's name is Faker.
And for the best esports team, our special esports committee nominated these teams.
None of these awards will actually be shown. All of these awards will be like, he'll be rapid firing through the best esports team, the best esports player, the best esports coach, the best esports, like he'll be just rapid firing them through so he can get back to doing announcements and ads.
Recognizes outstanding creative vision and innovation.
Best game direction, okay.
And design. The nominees are Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree.
4. Oh my god.
Metaphor ReFantazio. And finally, our global TGA jury, of which I am not a member, has selected the following 6 games as nominees for Game of the Year at the Game Awards 2024. The Game of the Year nominees are...
Here we go.
Astrobot from Team
Knew it. I call that.
Metro from Local.
I'll call that.
Black Myth Wukong.
I did not call that. Okay.
Elden Ring Shadow.
I freaking knew it. Oh my god.
7 from Square Enix. And Metaphor ReFantazio.
At least Metaphor got in. At least Metaphor got in. Okay, okay.
Those are your nominees for Game
So as everyone knew, them changing the rules, they bent the rules to get Shadow the Erdtree in. And I tell you right now, yo, Oh my gosh. Like, all right, so like after this, I'm going to pull up the website so we could do the voting like immediately. And because I think usually when they drop the nominees, they drop the ability for you to vote right then and there as well. So I'll go to the website and double check that real quick. But yeah, so obvious. So freaking obvious, bro. It's just
Wait to share our 10th anniversary show with you.
the show has zero credibility whatsoever, as we already know. So like here, yes, I am here talking about it and giving Jeff everything that he wants. I watched his live stream. You know, I watched let me put some gameplay up real quick. Give me a second. Man, what is this? I don't even know what that is, but we're going. It's Dragon Age the Veil Guard. Here we go. So yeah, so look, I'll set up the this is the Video Game Awards. We'll go through these and we'll do the nominations and everything. But it's just so obvious. Like, and we knew as soon as they updated it to show, and they tried to like confuse the issue. This is what they do in politics. When I say they try to confuse the issue, when they throw in a bunch of different kinds of things to make it seem like it's not really about what it's about, that's when you know they're trying to hit you with the hoodwink. So when they said, oh, DLC expansions, but also they added in what else did they add in there? Because it wasn't just those. It was remasters, which is ridiculous because like a remaster is just like a up-res of the game. It's barely like any additional work done to it. Why the heck would a remaster of a game that came out like a decade ago or less be eligible? But they threw all these things in there to try to confuse the issue, to try to make it so it would be, it's not really about the fact that we did all of this strictly for Shadow of the Earth Tree, but it's so freaking obvious that's exactly what they're doing. Arcade said, I said in podcast chats earlier this year, people told me that they don't do DLC, and you know, and that was the rule. But you would think that they wouldn't drop to the depths that they've dropped with you know, essentially changing things up specifically to do this. I know they love, look, and I enjoy Shadow of the Earth Tree. I enjoyed Phantom Liberty last year as well. If they love CDPR, if they loved CDPR as much as they love From Software, they would have. Why is it the link not working? That website's probably getting slammed right now. That's why. Let's see. Singer said, see, knew it this morning covering his effing ass, but Wukong is there and Metaphor. Not that they will win. His website is dying right now. I'm getting server error like crazy. So let's just discuss it, you know, a little bit. In regards to what's going on while I wait for his website to get his stuff together. So Hellblade 2 seemed to get a lot of nominations, which is good. And that's fantastic. I think probably about maybe 4 nominations, but it's cool because it's like, I think it's well deserved for best visuals, that kind of thing. Art direction is, I think, is what they call it now. Melina Jurgens, who plays Senua, she did an awesome job. I think it's really kind of like her nomination to lose. She's probably the one that's gonna definitely win that one. But I mean, where can I find the most? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go through the website, what you gonna call it here real quick, because they got let me see if I can. Here we go. Okay, so Most nominated games. 7 nominations for Astrobot. Which there could be some people that's upset about that. 7 nominations for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth as well. That does not guarantee. What's up, Mitchie? Mitchie dies a lot. What's up, Rodimus? Rodimus says, I will die on this hill. Black Myth Wukong does not belong on that stage, sitting at 81 meta on PC and 76 on PlayStation. I'm shocked that it actually got nominated for Game of the Year with that low of a Metacritic score. Because typically, I think prior to this, no game below a 82 has been nominated for Game of the Year, and I think that was Control and Death Stranding in the same year. So that's pretty shocking. I do think it got nominated for Game of the Year because of its impact and the fact that it's likely the most sold game that's going to be come out this year. Like, it sold a lot of copies, which is kind of hypocritical if you think about it, because Hogwarts Legacy last year was the most sold game and has at this point sold more copies than Black Myth Wukong did. But they made sure that, Hogwarts Legacy never got a whiff of a single nomination, showing the hypocrisy of games media. But, neither here nor there, 6 nominations for Metaphor ReFantazio. I think that is well deserved. I haven't beat Metaphor yet. I'm like near the end. I probably got about a good 5-6 hours of time to put in to knock that out. But yeah, I'll get to it. I'll get to it once I'm fully done with Veilguard. Veilguard only got 1 nomination, which I'm even shocked they even got that. 5 nominations for Balatro, which I've never played, I've never tried, but everyone that has tried it has swore about it is like the bee's knees. But good for that game. Silent Hill 2, a lot of people, I can't call them Boo Boo Team no more, Blooper Team. A lot of people said that Blooper Team did a great job with that remake. When it's a full-on remake, I have zero issue with it getting nominated. Remakes are fine. I am fine with that. What they did with Silent Hill 2, they improved the visuals, but they also changed the way the controls were, because it was kind of with static environments in the original game, and they made it fully 3D. There was a lot of additional work that had to go in that's different than the original game. And even though I don't quite give it the same amount of respect as I give a brand new title, but that's fine. And then we got 4 nominations for Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Earth Tree, Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, and Hellblade 2. Enrique says DLC can be Game of the Year, only for this fraud show. Only for this fraud show. We got the most nominated publishers. 16 for PlayStation, 12 for Square Enix. That's gonna make Death Singer pull his hair out. Xbox 12, Sega 11, Bandai Namco 7, Nintendo 6, Konami 5, PlayStack 5, Devolver Digital 5, Ubisoft 5, EA 4, Capcom 4, and Game Science, because they self-published Black Myth Wukong, is 4. Is the website working now? Wait, are we getting in there? We getting in there. All right, fine. Okay. All right. I'm gonna let you keep working. I'm gonna let you keep thinking. Game of the Year. So let's discuss this for a moment, right? This is the Game of the Year. Astrobot. I got, how many of these did I say was going to be on there? 1. I got 4 out of 6. I got 4. I had 4 out of 6. I got 4 out of 6. The 2 I said would not be there was, although I thought Metaphor was deserving, I said Metaphor wouldn't be there. And I did think Black Myth Wukong would be there because of the review scores and the way that game journals kind of talked about it. I didn't think it would be there, but I knew Astrobot would be there because You know, you gotta got your PlayStation representation. It is what it is. That's how they do. That's how Jeff Keighley does. I knew Balatro would be there because they gotta have their token indie representation. They always do that. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was there because, frankly, you look at the review scores of it. You know, well over 100. You know, reviews, and it was a high Metacritic score for like solidly in the 90s. I knew that would be there, based off of the changes they made and cheating their way in. Shadow of the Erdtree I knew would be there. So yeah, so I got that. I knew that. Brian E says this is a hatchet job. Erdtree will likely take it, but Astrobot will likely sweep many other categories. This is what I think will happen. This is what I think is going to happen. I don't think Erdtree is going to win, because I think this reminds me of how Keighley made sure that Death Stranding got nominated. Even though Death Stranding was a very polarizing game, some people thought it was amazing and a masterpiece. Other people thought it was complete garbage. It had an 82 Metacritic score. It had the lowest Metacritic score before Wukong that was ever nominated for a game to go into the Game of the Year category for this award show. And everyone knows that like Jeff is biased for Kojima. So I think he tried to cover his butt by getting Control in there, because Control also had an 82 Metacritic score. Control barely didn't chart on anything. It's a good game, but was it Game of the Year worthy that year? I don't quite think so. But I think that was all a ploy to kind of like not put all the heat on the fact that they put Death Stranding in there. Oh, well, you know, hey, Control's got the same Metacritic score. What's the problem? You know, that kind of foolishness. This is similar here, where they got Erdtree in there, and then they made sure that, you know, they confused the issue by not having just expansions in there, but like, because this is the only expansion that you notice was nominated for anything. So when they added in that FAQ, they said remasters and remakes, expansions and DLCs. The only expansion that has been nominated for anything for this year's award show is Shadow of the Erdtree. Remasters and remakes, Silent Hill 2 got a lot of nominations. But in the past, they've done remakes before. Resident Evil 2 remake was nominated one year as well. So that's nothing controversial there. It's all to confuse the issue so that they make sure what they intended, what they really wanted. The whole purpose of changing the FAQ, changing the rules, was that this game right here was nominated in Game of the Year. That's all it was. Now, will it win? I don't think it's going to win. This is what I think is going to happen. I think either Astrobot wins or Metaphor ReFantazio wins. I think Metaphor is deserving. And if it wins, it will win because they actually really deserve it. We saw Games Media really love the game. They love the themes from it. You know, it's woke, and it's so woke that the anti-woke morons didn't even realize it was woke, probably because they can't read. And when they saw all the text in the game, they was like, nah, fam, I ain't with that. So they had no idea it's a woke game. They'll probably vote for it too. And I feel like it's probably out of everything that's here, it's super deserving. I can't speak on Balatro. I never played it. Black Blue Wukong is a dope game. It's a very good game. I don't think it deserves to be in the Game of the Year conversation, but it's a good game. Rebirth is very, very good, and I enjoyed it. Although I didn't enjoy it as much as Remake, but I knew it would get nominated in this category because Remake was nominated. And in multiple ways, Rebirth is better than Remake. And I think overall Remake is a better game based on story, based on visuals. The visual clarity of the game didn't have the issues that Rebirth had on PS5, but combat wise, Rebirth clears it on combat, on scope, and all the different things you can do. Clears Remake in multiple ways. Narrative wise, it does not clear it. Later in the game, especially that chapter with Kasif, dear God, I at no point and remake have I ever felt so frustrated that I wanted to just throw my controller and quit the game. But that's how I felt about that Kate Sith chapter. I think it was chapter 10 in Rebirth. It's abysmal. And the ending, very polarizing ending. A lot of people that wasn't really feeling it. I'm kind of like on the fence with it. There's some things I like. There's some things I don't like. I almost got me to the point where I was wondering what was the purpose of this whole entire remake. If this is how the direction I think you're going. I think they were intentionally vague for no damn reason. But all that's it. Oh, that's it. I think it's deserving to be there. Mishy says, not even the Cyberpunk expansion? No, I don't think the Cyberpunk expansion deserves to be in the Game of the Year conversation, because you have to own a game that is 4 years old to even play it. Well, at the time last year, 3 years old to even play it. And I have attempted the whole, they give you the option to start with your character V at the point where you've already cleared all the multiple quests, in order to have it unlocked where you can do the Phantom Liberty expansion. I don't recommend it, especially for someone who's never played Cyberpunk. You have no clue what's going on. You don't like the prologue you missed, your origin you missed, the whole thing with Jackie you missed, the first two quests that explain everything you missed, how people died and why you even have Johnny Silverhand in your head you missed. It's just, there's no purpose in doing any of that. And then you miss out on weapons that you can't even get later on in the game if you missed it at certain aspects. So it's just like, they put the option there, but it's not a real option. Like, nobody who's seriously going to play Cyberpunk is choosing to skip the beginning of the game for the first time ever and play it at the Phantom Liberty section just to play. Like, you wouldn't even understand what the heck is going on or the motivations of your character. It's just dumb. And so Shadow of the Erdtree doesn't even have that. There is no, I just want to get to the Erdtree. So just give me a base character with a class and some weapons and throw me right there at the this demigod's hand so I can grab their hand and go into the shadow. No, you gotta, and yet it's not like a ton of stuff you gotta do, but it's a significant time sink to get your character, beat two bosses. You gotta beat two bosses, the first two bosses of the game. Then you gotta start the quest line with Ronnie so that you can get to the point where you fight Radon. You beat Radon. Then you gotta progress a little further. You gotta go into the underground area. You gotta clear that area, then get to Mog, beat Mog. Then you can go into the Erdtree. Now, an experienced Elden Ring player can do that no problem. They can do that in a couple of hours, 2-3 hours, 4 hours tops. Someone who just started playing the game and don't know where to go and what to do, you're not getting anywhere close to getting there to start the Erdtree. I have seen content creators in this community say, I want to do Erdtree, but they never finished Elden Ring. And then it had been years since they played it, so they started over and they attempted to get the Erdtree, and I ain't never see them actually start the stream where they actually walked into Erdtree, walked into the shadow, because they had way too much work to do to even get to that point. How can you put this in the Game of the Year category for 2024 and someone can't just pick it up and play the content that you think is so worthy of being Game of the Year worthy? With Metaphor, just launch the game and hit new game. With Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, you don't even have to play Remake to play. It's a sequel. You don't even have to, you just start new game. Black Moon Wukong, new game. Balatro, I assume, new game. Astro Bot, new game. Shadow of the Erdtree. Okay, so what you need to do is, in order to, you need to watch a 5-hour YouTube video to help you get there. This is some bullshit. It's complete Bullshit. I don't care what people have to say. I don't care what people's dumbass arguments they come up with. I don't care about what justifications they use. It is nonsense. And the only reason why it is here is because Jeff be glazing from software and the entire games media be glazing from software. These people complain, they trash at games, and they complain about any game that has no difficulty sliders and it's hard. They complain like hell. Oh my God, the game's so difficult. I can't get. Why does this game not have a difficulty? And they do this with From Software, but they never penalize From Software for it. From Software have been using the same damn animations since Demon Souls. From Software just upgraded their engine, so the art's amazing, but the game engine is old as dirt. They never complain about that. Other games, they'll complain about that. From Software, no problem. Whatever you want. Do whatever you want. You're geniuses. You're amazing. We love you. Whatever. Janky animations, clipping through walls, enemies attacking you through walls. No problem. They used to be glazing the hell out of From Software. And Shadow of the Earth Tree, I enjoyed it. Okay? I'm not saying I did. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Elden Ring. It was awesome. I got probably on PlayStation maybe 500 or 600 hours into with 4 different characters. I beat the base game with 4 different characters, and I got tired and busy with other stuff. But I beat Shadow of the Earth Tree twice, so I know what the hell I'm talking about. But let's keep it a buck. The only reason why this game is here is because they love From Software. They love them some From Software, and they don't mind bending the rules for From Software. The same way they bend the rules, Jeff that is, for Kojima. That man got a Kojima tramp stamp. Arama says, how did Hellblade 2 didn't get a nod for art direction? I think it did. I thought it did get a nod. Let me scroll down, because I can't. I mean, look, I've been. Oh, okay, it works now. Let's vote. Let's vote. Good grief. Maybe I can't vote. Okay. View all categories. Let's look at this. And y'all see my vote as I go through it, but best art direction. Here we go. What the God, yeah, this website is dying. It ain't as bad as Netflix with Tyson, Jake Paul, but it is not. It is struggling. We do not have the capacity. Oh man. Sorry, Helldivers 2 in the best ongoing game after less than 1 year is sus. It started strong but faded fast. It has Helldivers 2 has been like a yo-yo this year, with things going well and the things not going well, things like, you know, them changing certain things and whatnot. And it looks like I need to sign in. So give me a second. I will why did I just have what was I doing here? Let me just try to throw some gameplay up here. This is just not this. I see why I didn't have this label, because I what the hell was I doing? I don't know. What do we want to do here? What is this? I need to sign in, so. That's not gonna be it. Here we go. There we go. Okay, sign in. This is probably not gonna work because the website is probably a lot of people trying to sign in right now. Yep. But to answer your question about how did Hellblade not get in for best art direction? Yeah, I agree. Hellblade should have been in there. Now, when you look at like these nominees, you know, you got that's a very difficult category. You know what? I can't sign in. because it's just spinning forever. So I'm not going to vote. I'll vote later. I'll vote on this later. Let me just close that and then. So yeah, look. I think Astrobot is deserving to be there. The art direction is very good. Black Move Wukong looks fantastic. Deserves to be there. Elden Ring does have good art. Like, the issue with Elden Ring is not the art. The art is fantastic. The way the design of characters and like the imagination that goes into it, the design of weapons and armor, it looks amazing. The certain like visuals look good. Like you go to like a cliffside and see just how that world, the lands between looks. It looks great. The problem is the game engine is trash, and like the actual assets, when you look at them in detail, aren't very good, and it's well unoptimized. But that's fine. Neva is made. Nomada Studio also did Gris, and yeah, their art is really great. I just think it's deserving. Metaphor. I'm kind of on the fence with Metaphor with art, because like I've seen that kind of art style animation before in anime, and it's fine. But when it really comes down to it is that although I think all these are among the best looking games and art direction to come out this year, when you have a Hellblade 2 that also is deserving, you gotta bump out the expansion. The expansion doesn't need to be there when you have other deserving games that are actual games that came out this year. So it's like when it comes, I can understand at letting a expansion into a category when there's not a lot of competition. All right, go ahead and put expansion in. You know, it's not too many games came out this year that really are in there like that. We barely filling out the category of 5, and it's 5. I mean, like they've made 6 in categories before. Game of the Year 6. Why not have Hellblade 2 on the side? I think that's a little bit of a snub there. Well, I don't even know why I'm looking at most anticipated game. All right, let me go back. I don't want to see that. Because I already know GTA 6 is it. It's bro. Okay. Oh, good gosh. Here we go. What else was there? Best RPG. So best RPG, we got why the hell is Dragon's Dogma 2 here? What? That game is so overrated. I beat Dragon's Dogma 2. I could not finish that game fast enough. Story is garbage. Only thing that's really good about Dragon's Dogma 2 is the pawn system and the combat, and how depending on your vocation, your class, the combat completely switches up, which is great. But that's it. Like everything else was mediocre to average for Dragon's Dogma 2. Mediocre story, mediocre characters, mediocre, terrible performance, abysmal performance. Why best RPG? Get the freak out of here. I would, you know what? Dragon Age Veilguard could have this spot. I mean, just keep it a buck. Like Veilguard's a better game than Dragon's Dogma 2. Of course, they got Shadow of the Erdtree and, you know, the glazing. Rebirth is in here. I think that's deserved. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth is in here deserved. If people want to say this game got snubbed for Game of the Year, I can dig it. Metaphor ReFantazio, well deserved. I think if I could vote, which I can't, these 5, I would vote for Metaphor. That's what I would do. Best Action Adventure is Astrobot, Prince of Persia: Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2, Star Wars Outlaws, and Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. I don't really see a lot of people talking about this Zelda game. And oh, wow, that's a shocker. For the first time in a long time, a Nintendo representative was not in the game of the year. That probably says a lot about Nintendo's offerings this year. But I didn't hear a lot of people talking this game up, except the 10 drones that talk up everything. But people weren't saying this was amazing. This does not deserve. Star Wars Outlaws does not deserve to be in the best action adventure. Beautiful looking game because Snowdrop Engine is beautiful and Massive really know how to make visuals look really good. Except for when it comes to faces, because they suck at faces. But I was incredibly bored with that game. I don't think it's deserving. Is Silent Hill 2 really an action adventure game? Can we really call it that? I don't think so. Asher by Fine, Prince of Persia. I think this is a really good game, and I'm low key kind of annoyed at Ubisoft for disbanding the team and then refusing to do a sequel. I hope this wins. When I get a chance to vote, I will vote for Prince of Persia simply because I want somebody to come up on stage and just talk about how great the game was and how you're never going to get a sequel. I just want basically Ubisoft to be embarrassed. Aram says Hellblade 2 got snubbed for innovation and accessibility. You know, the interesting, Aram, is that you're only seeming to care about snubs for Xbox games. Just saying. But we said innovation and accessibility. Well, innovation and accessibility, what did Hellblade 2 do that made it so accessible for people with disabilities? Because that's essentially what that's categories for. Recognizing software and or hardware that's pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. I mean, that entire statement really is about like giving people with disabilities a better way to be able to enjoy these games, whether it's through features for control or through visuals where, you know, like different like color gradings, like different things with color, if you're colorblind or if you have a hard time with your vision, that kind of stuff. Like, this is what they're talking about. And so I don't know. I mean, I beat Hellblade 2. I didn't go deep into the accessibility options, but Aramis, please enlighten me on exactly what about the accessibility that was there that, you know, we need to put it in this category. Because you see, there's Diablo 4 here, Black Ops is here. Black Ops does a lot of stuff with accessibility. Veilguard does a ton of stuff with accessibility. I think this is his only nomination, honestly. Star Wars, Massive Entertainment, I don't remember what they did with that. Prince of Persia, I don't really remember what they did with it, but what did Hellblade 2 do that it needed to be in this category? I would like to know. Best action game. Best action game is we got Black Myth Wukong, deserved. The only reason why Black Ops 6 is here is because they don't have a shooter category, which, you know, not surprising. Hellblade 2, Stellar Blade, and Space Marines 2. Now, I'm not sure who's going to win this. I'm sure who's not going to win this. And that's Black Ops 6. Black Ops 6 is not going to win this. It doesn't even really fit with the kind of games that these other games are. Like, if you think about like the gameplay of Wukong, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, and Warhammer, it don't really fit like that. So Black Ops is definitely not getting in. If I'm voting for best action game this year, I'm going to give it to Wukong because as far as action goes, and best game in the action genre primarily focused on combat, I enjoyed Wukong's combat more than the other games that's not Black Ops 6 because I don't really consider a shooter like a part of this category. So that would be my vote on this. Although what actually wins, I got no freaking clue. I don't care about VR, don't care about mobile. Best indie, I don't really care. Best independent, best ongoing. So let's look at that for a second, because when he announced that, I was kind of like, Forte, what's up, man?
Can't be jumping over all these categories just because you don't want to talk about them.
Yeah, I can. Oh, you want to talk about best esport team? Huh?
Hell no.
All right then. All right. So, Aronimus, I asked you to let me know what it did, not send me a link. I can't look at the link right now. I don't know, like, what in Singular Saga's accessibility really needed it to be a part of that category. Gregor says Hellblade 2 can be played by blind people based on the fact that they didn't miss anything by not being able to see that trash. Wow.
That game was not
pretty
trash,
tough, man. That's pretty tough. It's not trash.
It was not trash. It was actually
there's colorblind
game.
modes. Colorblind modes is like, at this point, colorblind modes, this thing did not work. It should be like that shouldn't get you in the conversation for best innovation and accessibility. Everybody does colorblind modes.
Oh man, true. Destiny's had colorblind since 2014.
Yeah, that's the basics. If you don't have that, that's the problem. Like somebody should be calling you out for not having colorblind modes. Dorian says Elden Ring is already the most awarded. Now it'll be the most awarded expansion. We know it's also the most glazed developer as well. They had a war for best glazing or best receiving of glaze. From Software will win that too. I think the website is just struggling, man. I can't.
That's because the whole world is looking at it right now.
Yeah, I can't even sign in to vote. So yeah, it is what it is. Maybe. Okay, I'm back. What was I trying to look at? Best ongoing? Yeah. All right. So, excuse me. Well, before I do that, Forte.
Yo.
What did you think about the Game of the Year nominees?
Which ones?
The Game of the Year nominees.
I haven't seen it. I was watching your videos.
Good. Okay. Hold on. We don't look. We will get to it, and I want your raw reaction to it when we get there.
Yeah, I was watching your video.
Mode,
I was watching
vibration strings.
Yeah.
Sensitivity settings, character direction, and okay, like that. That's all. That stuff is basic Aronimus. That's basic accessibility features that every single AAA game has coming out in 2024. Actually, it's been like that probably since this generation started in 2020. All that stuff is basic. I don't think that's a snubbing. I think Hellblade 2 acquitted itself just fine. I think they have 4 nominations. I don't think we need to be trying to give them more for no reason. It's me. Best just ongoing. Me. Destiny 2.
Huh?
Okay. Yeah. Destiny 2. Diablo 4. Final Fantasy 14. Fortnite and Helldivers 2. Now, I'm gonna say this: Fortnite should win this every single year, but it won't because they never give it to Fortnite for some reason. Not that I think Epic cares because they're burning money at this point, so it doesn't matter. Some people feel Helldivers 2 shouldn't be here because the game just came out.
It just came out this year. This is like a longevity award year to year. The only one on this list that I feel like should win it is Diablo at this point.
You don't think Fortnite should win?
I mean, Fortnite can win it every year. I said, but if you're going to pick somebody other than Fortnite, it should be Diablo. But Fortnite's going to win it.
I mean, I don't know what's going on with Final Fantasy 14. I played it once, and I couldn't get into it, and I just didn't try because I'm not big on MMOs like that. I don't think Destiny should even be here. I think the only reason Destiny is here because they needed 5 for the category, so they put Destiny in there.
No, I mean, I think because the expansion was very, very, it was like the best expansion they released this year. And it was the culmination to the end of it. So, I mean, I can see why it's there. I'm saying, because I didn't expect them to put it there. But I can see
but it's an ongoing game. So I'm looking at like Gregor's comment in the chat, and he's talking about how, it had a highly rated expansion and 2 episode drops. Like, were those 2 episode drops good?
Oh, I mean, the episode drops. The first episode wasn't that great. It was like a continuation of a little of the story from the expansion. But the last two episodes, like they're actually pretty solid. I mean, are they like
fine?
They're not.
It's fine. It's fine that it's there. It's fine that it's there. So not, it ain't gonna win, but it's fine that it's there. Like,
now, Final Fantasy, I don't play it. I have a really good friend that plays it all the time, and he's not even really playing it right now because he said there's nothing really going on. The year that you'll see the year Final Fantasy wins it is the year they come out with really big expansions. And
they did one this year. They did one this summer, I think.
Was it this summer, the really big one?
I think so. I think they had one this summer. Again, I don't really play it like that, but I remember seeing people talk about it. But anyway, look, let's move on.
If you had to vote
let's talk about best performance. I would vote for Fortnite.
Yeah, that's what
I feel like I don't like the fact that they just dismiss Fortnite because it should always win every year. Well, then let it win every year. Shit, like what are we talking about here? Like it supports the community better than everyone else. It gives more content than everyone else, and it does perform with people playing the game better than everything else in the category. So what's the problem? Oh, we getting tired of voting for the same game? Well, shit, tell someone else to make a better ongoing game. Like it should be you getting tired of voting for it should not be a part of the criteria, which is what is the best ongoing game. It's not how you feel about this ongoing game. What's the best one? But we know how the kind of people who vote for this shit. So there it is. Beluga SloMo. Eat my ass, Gregor. Okay. Anyway, best performance is Brianna White from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I believe she plays what is that girl's name? The girl that does the ice. It's been a minute, and I actually been playing it on. I haven't played in a while on PC, but yeah, whoever the girl is. Wait, I said Rebirth. Damn, I'm thinking about 16. Shit. Brianna White. Who?
About Shiva.
Brianna? No. Well, yeah, it's 16, but who is Brianna White? Like, who did she do in Rebirth?
You said
I think it's either.
Isn't it?
It is either. No. Shiva is a summon.
Oh, I thought she played it. Okay, yeah. Because I didn't play.
No, she's probably either Aerith or Tifa. She's Aerith. Okay.
Oh,
yeah. She did.
Did you play Aerith in the first one?
Probably. I don't think they would have changed it because they got the same guy playing Cloud. The guy who does Cloud is a CW actor, and the fact that he's a CW actor, a lot of people basically dismissed him as soon as they saw that he was announced as the guy while him even getting a chance to do the job. I think he does a fantastic job as Cloud. He just people just dismissed him off the break because he's on what's the name of that? What's the CW show with the black guy who's a football player?
Oh, the game.
No, the game. That's not the CW.
Oh,
that's
not
BT.
The CW. That's BT. Yeah. What is the one with the football player?
Oh God! People in the chat could probably not Black Lightning. I used to watch the show. I don't watch it.
I stopped watching CW for a while.
What is the?
Who's another actor?
Chat. Help chat. CW show. Black cast. Tay Diggs in it. Tay Diggs is in it.
All American.
There we go. All American. Finally, there we go.
Oh, so the guy that plays Spencer James is the guy that voices him?
No. He's a minor character. He's a supporting character. He's the white guy. The white guy that played wide receiver.
Oh, the one that Spencer James the one that he was beefing with. Yeah, I know him.
Yeah. He's the voice of Cloud.
Oh, I actually like him as an actor. Okay. Damn, really? I didn't know that.
He got range like that. He did a great job, and people were hating on him because he's a CW actor. It just shows how how stupid people are.
I actually liked his, because his character development through All American, being the snotty little rich kid that was mad that somebody was coming there to take his spot, versus how he was in season 3, season 4. I actually liked his range, especially when he got his baby and he got the girlfriend and stuff. I thought he acted his butt off. So I didn't even know that was him.
Well, I think you're conflating him with the Taya Diggs's.
No. If you watched it all the way through, he ends up with a son too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I stopped watching maybe like the beginning of 3rd season or something like that.
I'm watching when he's like coaching in college. He's not even playing football no more. He's coaching at the rival college right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Man, maybe I'll get back into it once I get through all the TV shows I need to watch.
It's good. It's good. But that's shout out to him, man.
So Humbly Gonzalez, fine ass. She did a good job. She did a very good job with the role that she was given. The voice acting is very good. She's a good actress. It's just that I think what's going to hurt her is the game itself. Is that a lot of people don't like the game itself, like Star Wars Outlaws itself. So I think that would, and maybe a lot of people didn't play it because it clearly didn't hit sales expectations. So I think that what might be a problem for her. I can't speak on Life is Strange Double Exposure. Hannah Tell, she's probably the main voice actress for the main role of Life is Strange. Does she? I forgot what the actors, I forgot what Double Exposure is about. Is that one I think that's the one that's a direct sequel to the first Life is Strange?
I think, but I don't know. I haven't.
When I say direct sequel, like Max, the main character, Max in the first Life is Strange, she is in that game again. And typically with Life is Strange, they have done a different main character and a different story and different cast, but it's all part of the same universe, the same world. But this time with maybe it is Double Exposure. I don't know. I actually think I might stream it because I got it on my wish list on Steam, but I just didn't have time to get to it. But I might stream it eventually. Anyway, that's her. Luke Roberts, who does the main character for Silent Hill 2. And then there's Melina Juergens for Senua and Hellblade 2. I think Melina will win because of just the popularity of her in that role, and that all the different times we saw her out there and showing her acting range with it. I just think she'll win that. What did you think about that, Forte?
My fault, I was muted. No, I agree. Her range is just amazing, and a lot of she does more acting with other individuals in this game, or more characters in this game than the last one. But just the amount of, she's completely fully captured too. So she's doing voice acting and animation and everything, or what is it called, motion capture. So she's doing the whole gambit when it comes to acting, literally.
Now that said, many of them all did the motion capture. I don't think I don't know if Hannah Tell did or Brianna White. I'm fairly certain Brianna White didn't do any motion capture for Final Fantasy Rebirth, but I know that Humbly Gonzalez did. I seen the footage of her in the whole suit with the dots on her face and everything. I'm fairly certain Luke Roberts probably did, and we know that Melina did. But I think Melina's probably going to end up being the one that gets that.
Didn't she win it? I think she won it when the first Hellblade came out, if I remember correctly.
Did she?
I think so. I think so. I could be wrong. It's been what, 2017. So
yeah, give me a second. This thing is not lined up correctly. There we go. Best score in music. So Yeah, Astrobot's deserving of this. Astrobot soundtrack is always fantastic. I get Rebirth here. Rebirth has got some songs that I got on my like my video game. I got like a video game playlist, and it's got some songs in there. Metaphor ReFantazio's battle theme might be the best song in a video game this year. It's great. It's great. Not the whole score, not as good as like Persona 5, but that's like goated. So I can't speak on Silent Hill 2. Stellar Blade's soundtrack is very underrated. I also have some of the songs from there on my video game playlist as well. It's very, very good. I was very shocked at how good that was. So these I wouldn't mind. I mean, I don't know Silent Hill 2, but I wouldn't mind any of these games winning because they're all very deserving. Any thoughts on this?
No, I haven't played. It's like you haven't played Silent Hill, and you are correct about. I haven't played all the way through Metaphor, but the battle. Yeah, you're right about that battle. The battle song. It's pretty goddamn good. Yeah, I got that.
Good, you know, that song is good.
It gives you chills, bro.
But the dude, like, I don't know what the dude is. Is he chanting? Is he rapping? I don't know what he's doing, but it's fire.
It's fire, bro. Yeah, you're right.
It's fire.
But part of me wants the little guy to win in Astrobot. So you know.
Oh, so the Black John said that Melina has won for best performance before. She won with Hellblade 1.
Yeah, so, that's what I thought. She won it with the last one too.
They might give it to someone else simply because she's won before. And that's something that I think that, like, although it's not right, because I said with Fortnite, if you ain't beating Fortnite as an ongoing game, Fortnite should continue to keep winning.
If you ain't as good of an actor as one person, then and you keep coming against that person, then you need to act better. That's it.
Right, basically. We talked about best art direction already, but for Forte, I'll pitch this one to you. Best art direction: Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Shadow the Erdtree, Metaphor, and Neva are the nominees.
Astro. Oh, this is gonna fall between Astro. But what was the second one?
Black Myth Wukong.
Oh man, that game's phenomenal looking. It just runs like crap.
Wukong should win. I think Wukong should win this.
It just has terrible performance, but that game looks great. Yeah, I would vote for that game. Look, that game has been on the tip of people's tongue, and for visuals, ever since they shown it off, and it lived up to it when it released. So
Aramis is asking, didn't Christopher Judd, who did Kratos, win more than once? And he wasn't the original Kratos. That was T.C. Carson from Living Single, who did Kratos' voice before.
Yeah, Christopher Judd won in 2018.
God of War 2018. But did he win it for Ragnarok?
I don't think he did.
I don't know if he did or not. Maybe someone could look that up. I don't know. I know he's won it at least once, but I don't know if he won it twice. Because matter of fact, I'm fairly certain he didn't win it the second time, because remember when he won it for 2018 and then his speech was like 5 hours long?
Yeah.
And then they brought him back up there as a joke at some point. And I think he may have been.
Wait a minute. Wait. He didn't win it in 2018. He won it in 2022, because that was the year that that he stood up there for 20 minutes and stuff.
So what happened then? So did he lose in 2018?
He had that loss in 20, because I don't think he won it twice. I know 2022 was the year he won, because that was the year.
Oh, yeah. Because 2018, Red Dead 2 came out.
Red Dead came out.
And the guy that did Arthur's voice
won.
I think he did win. I think he won. Yeah, so he's only won once. He's only won once. Okay.
Yeah, what made me remember is because when you said that the whole talking on stage, I said, oh, wait a minute, no, that happened 2 years ago.
All right.
Yeah.
So best narrative, and I see that it's. I think people have gone off the website, so I may be able to sign in now. Best narrative is Silent Hill 2.
Oh God.
Hellblade 2, Metaphor, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, and Rebirth.
Oh man, which one of those games has a real narrative? Final Fantasy? Hellblade.
I'm gonna say this.
Hellblade has a narrative. It's just convoluted as hell.
It's fine.
good. It's good.
It's
I
good.
liked it.
I think it was easier to follow than the first game's narrative.
Yeah.
Silent Hill 2, I don't think deserves to be here for this category. Now, I'm fine with remakes. If you want to say you have a remake and it looks visually fantastic, put it in the best art direction category, all right, bet. They do the great job of sound, like horror, sounds. You don't know what that is behind you. Put it in the best sound category. I think Dead Space remake got it last year. Fine, put it in there. I get that. Best narrative, they ain't changed the story.
This is Well,
Stop.
they did.
No.
It is a little though. It's not fully the same story.
But the fact that
it's based on the original
largely,
story, but it's
right. Yeah, and the difference between, say, Silent Hill 2 and Rebirth isn't really a remake.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about Silent Hill, but when it comes to remake, I feel like should be there just because they're changing
Rebirth,
things literally.
Yeah. It's a part of the narrative that things have changed.
Yeah, they changed a lot of it.
And there are changes that are significant. Some are minor, but they are changes there. They're on purpose. And whereas I don't know. I just don't think Silent Hill should be in this category. I haven't played Infinite Wealth, so I can't speak on that. But I will say I think Metaphor's narrative is very good. I think better than Rebirth because I got issues with Rebirth's ending, and I don't like it when storytellers are vague on purpose. But the vagueness, it seems, is more of a cop-out and not necessarily because there's a deeper message there to be said, or you're going to reveal later on what the truth is, but you kind of want to keep people in suspense. That's fine. Those are tools that a writer will use in order to kind of keep a reader or a watcher or whatever, a game player interested. But that's not how the ending to Rebirth played out to me. And based off of some of the comments that they said, yeah, they were just trying to be vague for the sake of being vague. And I'm like, yo, you could have kept that shit. But anyway, I'm gonna say Metaphor for this one. Which one would you choose?
I think me personally, I mean, if you want to go with a newer game, then you will go Metaphor. Me, Final Fantasy, because I do like, other than like you said, the ending, I just think they are taking us in a direction where we're going to be either super pleasantly surprised or super angry when that third one comes.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards super angry at this point. All right, so best game direction, and then we got two more left. We got best game direction and game of the year. Best game direction, there's Astrobot, Balatro, Wukong, Shadow of the Erdtree, Rebirth, and Metaphor. Now, Metaphor, it's game direction, it's game design, because this is the description. Awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. What is really innovative about Metaphor? Let's just keep it a buck here. It's not really innovating. What it did was it kind of it didn't do anything that was innovative. It just built off of the foundation of game design that the Persona games already had. You have your archetypes, which are just like your I forgot what they call them, and personas, your personas, except now you can kind of move them to different characters in your party. But it's still the same game design. You still have, here's a dungeon you need to complete, and you gotta do it in a certain amount of period of days. You gotta build up your relationships with your characters in order to get unlock certain things, and so on and so forth. It's the same game design as Persona. It's just a little bit more evolved. I don't think that's not outstanding creative vision and innovation. You're just taking what was already built and you just built more upon it. The same could be said for Rebirth, which takes what was built already in FF7 Remake from 2020 and just made the combat better, just made it a little bit more open world, gave you more things to do, more side quests, more, like I think the card game in there is fantastic. I freaking love that card game. But other than that, like I don't think these are deserving. Erdtree. What would
you would know this?
I'm gonna piss. I'm about
you
to
would
piss,
know this
piss
more than
people
other
off real
people.
quick. I'm about to piss. What the hell is innovative about any From Software game? They are doing the same thing they've been doing. All they did was they made it open world. Where's the innovation?
Hey man,
Where?
That's all it took for some people, though.
But that's not innovation. Innovation and game direction design something, it's new. Ain't seen before. We ain't done this before. It's new.
Well, I agree with you when it comes to the whole of video games, but it's just like okay, think about it. Zelda, Breath of the Wild. What was so innovative about? What was the thing that people loved the most about that? The fact that it went from a traditional Zelda game to an open world one, where you could go anywhere on the map that you can see.
Well, you already know how I feel about Breath of the Wild. I know. I've been told you. I felt it was overrated. Like,
but I'm just saying, but that's something that's innovative.
Games
to that
media
genre
have their favorites,
but that's innovative to some people in that type of genre where it's traditionally one way and they changed it to be something different. Now, in a whole, when you're talking about the whole landscape of gaming, it's not like we haven't seen open world games before. So open world games as a whole isn't an innovation, but when you take it and shoehorn it into a game or a genre game that doesn't ever really have that or never had it before, and you make it work, that's when people kind of look at that as an innovation of the genre itself. So it probably should just be a genre innovation versus it being an innovation in scope and scale and gameplay mechanics and stuff like that. Because if you like you said, what is the game doing different than Demon Souls? It plays exactly the same. The only difference is Demon Souls isn't an open world game.
So Dory in the chat and Black John said the Scado fragments is I guess that they're saying that's where the innovation is.
Okay.
And to explain that, so when you go into the world of Shadow, it's a different area that was, narrative wise, it was separated from the rest of the lands between the rest of the base game of Elden Ring due to events that occurred, prior to you starting the game. And there, now outside the narrative, they need to find a way to make it so that like you who could be like level 250 aren't so powerful that you just cakewalking everything in the DLC and you're like, oh, it was trash. So what they did was they came up with the Scadu fragments, and these fragments, you need to change your smoke detector, by the way, sir. These fragments are littered all over the map, and you need to find, when you find them and you get them, they make it so you do more damage and the enemies in that realm do less damage. Now, I'm not saying that's not innovative. What I'm saying is that really worth putting it in the best game direction category? I don't think so. I think that's good, and that was a way to kind of make it so it wasn't too easy for experienced Souls players and people who already over leveled, overpowered their Elden Ring character. But was that like game changing? Did that change the way the game is played? No. It just made you go explore the map more. I mean, and a lot of people that made it all the way up to the final boss with like 9 out of 20. Like, you know, well, level 9 out of 20, like not even really like doing it like that. So you could play through the majority of the expansion, make it to the end. And there are some people who, you know, they just badasses like that. They definitely didn't even get half the levels needed and they still beat it. You know, it took a while because, that final boss was a doozy. But I don't think that's like, oh my God, Scadu Fragments, amazing, best game direction. Nah, fam, it ain't that. It didn't literally change the game, Dorian. You play the game exactly the same. It did not change the game. That's not changing the game. You play it exactly the same way. If anything, all it does is just make the game easier. That's not changing the game. People wanted the easy mode, they got it. Yeah, so that's best game direction. That deserves best game direction. That is your explanation for the Scadu Fragments. People wanted the easy mode, they got it. Put it in best game direction? Nah, that don't pass the sniff test at all. So I'll say this so we can move on. The only games I think I haven't played Balatro, but I for everyone keeps talking about this card game. They talk about it like it's different than any other card game that they've ever played before. So I can get why it's here. So I would say more than likely, all right, if it wins, I'm not going to be upset. Astrobot does not deserve to be here. It is a bigger version of what we played with the pack-in version of Astrobot back in 2020. There's nothing innovative really about it. All they really did was just add in a couple of levels that really like homages to a lot of PlayStation IP. My favorite one in particular was the Uncharted one. I thought that was fun, but innovation, nah, that wasn't it. Yeah, I just think Balatro should probably win this because the rest of these just aren't. I mean, Wukong, is that fantastic design, but I don't really think that was innovative. I just, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, all right, Forte, you ready? You ready for Game of the Year, Forte?
Yeah, I'm ready for you to. I've purposely not looked so you can just say.
Okay.
No.
Your nominees are Astrobot.
Good.
Balatro.
Okay.
Black Myth Wukong.
Okay.
Shadow of the Erdtree.
I had to feel it. The reason they put that clause in the FAQ. Continue.
Exactly. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Okay.
And Metaphor Refantasio.
Wow. They literally put a clause in the Game of the Year conversation just so they could put this game in there.
Oh, hold up. Black John is right.
What?
These are the same games from the last category.
They are. Same exact games.
Hold up.
Same exact games.
Oh my God. These freaking frauds. Oh my gosh. This is not even, they didn't even try. They just mailed it in. It's the same exact games. Oh my gosh. Okay. So Forrest, what are your thoughts about game of year category, man?
Astrobot is deserving. Final Fantasy. I feel like the last one was in there too. I think every Final Fantasy the year it comes out is going to be in there because they changed enough of the story for people to actually either. It brings up a lot of conversation, basically. Metaphor, we said that when we first saw it the first time it played, it was like, yeah, this is gonna be in there.
Yeah, it was deserving. I felt it would get snubbed. If any game got snubbed for game of the year, I thought it was going to be Metaphor. But after people told me, no, SloMo Persona 5, the year it came out, was a nominee, and I said, oh, all right, well, I could see it being in there, and so yeah. Now I think what is the most deserving to win will probably be Metaphor. And I think it's because it checks all the boxes. It's got a high Metacritic score, which, games media, they're the reason why the Metacritic score is high, because they reviewed it so highly, and they're also the same people who are voting, so I think that will make sense. It doesn't really have a lot of negatives to it. People don't really complain about Metaphor. There's not something in the game that really pisses people off. Atlas and Sega, they're not newcomers to this, so they're not getting the taxed because they are new. They're well established, and they haven't won before Game of the Year, so it might be time to kind of give them their due. I'm thinking about all the things that they would typically, someone would typically do before they vote on whatever. 7 Rebirth, I think, shouldn't get it because of the ending. I thought it was a lot of bloat in Rebirth that didn't necessarily need to be there. And even though it was reviewed extremely well, I think that the bloat and the ending may have hurt it. Shadow of the Earth should not be here, period. No expansion should be Game of the Year, ever. I loved Phantom Liberty last year. Phantom Liberty did not deserve to be there.
It shouldn't be there.
All right, Dorian's just trying to troll and failing miserably. Wukong is the lowest rated game to Metacritic game to ever be put in the Game of the Year category. But I can kind of understand it being there because Black Blue Wukong is going to be the best, most sold game to come out this year. And so that impact can't be ignored, although they did ignore it with Hogwarts Legacy last year.
Sure did.
It really shouldn't be ignored. And so I get why it's there.
Let me ask you this. How much of the controversy around what happened with Sony and Helldivers? Remember when Helldivers came out beginning of this year, everybody was screaming it could be in the Game of the Year conversation. How much of you think of that situation happening with that game contribute to it not even, getting a nominee?
Which game?
Helldivers.
I don't think Helldivers 2 is just a good enough game to be in this category.
Well, I'm just saying because when it first came out, that's what everybody was saying for the first month.
No, I didn't think. I don't think so.
I didn't think
the only people I saw thinking that Hellblade 2 deserved to be Game of the Year were prevalent Xbox fanboys.
No, Helldivers, not Hellblade, sir.
Oh my gosh, Helldivers, my bad. Oh yeah, well, you know what? If Helldivers 2 got in, I would be fine with that.
But that's what I'm saying.
If anything, the inclusion of this expansion that should not be here probably is the reason why Helldivers 2 isn't here.
That's what I was going to say. How much of the controversy around what happened with the game and all the stuff with Steam and everything with PlayStation? How much
that's Steam fanboys being up? I don't think any of that has to do because you got to think about the people who voted to make this not the nominees here. is Games Media. Games Media weren't the people who were so upset about the way PlayStation handled things with Helldivers 2 on Steam.
Right.
And to Eronimus is saying Metaphor is woke, so Astrobot's going to win, just like the year It Takes Two won it. Well, I would say this: Games Media is essentially woke, so they don't have a problem with Metaphor being woke. So I don't think that's going to be a knock against it. I don't think Balatro has any shot. It's the token indie. It's just there because they want to make it seem like they're legit. So they got an indie in there. I think it will be between Astrobot and Metaphor. I think it would be. I think Elden Ring is there, and I said this earlier in the stream, Forte. Elden Ring is there because Jeff and the Games Media are glazing From Software, but they're going. This is kind of like they changed the rules to get it in there. But this is just the fact that you're nominated raises your profile. Like just being nominated will get more people buying and playing these games. The people who did, I didn't know Metaphor was that good. Let me go check it out. Dang, Balatro, I never even heard of Balatro. Let me go see what that's about. It's marketing in itself. And so when Death Stranding came out, Jeff Keighley, that was no game had a lower Metacritic score than Death Stranding did. 82, and they put it in there. And I think Jeff also made sure the Control was in there, which also has an 82 the same year. So they can say, hey, well, it just wasn't Death Stranding. We're not just doing this for Death Stranding. We did it for Control too, which is the reason why you look at that FAQ, inclusion. Oh, well, it's not just expansions, it's DLCs, it's remakes and remasters. Well, yeah, okay, but you've been putting remakes in here already. So why did you even need to make an FAQ about that? What's the one difference? Expansions being in the Game of the Year category is the one difference. That's the only thing that you really freaking cared about. So I think they just wanted it there to kind of give from Software its quote unquote due that it doesn't deserve, but whatever. And that'll be that. I don't think it wins. What do you think? What do you think is going to win this? Forte? If you're talking, I can't hear you.
Yeah. No. I was talking to because I'm at what's the name, so I was talking to somebody. What was your question again? I'm sorry.
Which game do you think is going to win?
I think Metaphor will be. It's the more, like you said, the more rounded game. The conversation around that game lasted a little bit longer than even Elden Ring did. Astrobot would be a very welcoming thing when it comes to that. Final Fantasy, I think it's going to win when the last part comes out. If the last part is really good, part 3, I think that's when Final Fantasy is going to win, because you're still talking about part 2 in a 3-part game. So the whole thing isn't done yet. So I think they're waiting for that to complete.
Depending on how it ends.
Depending on how it ends.
Like some trash, it ain't even gonna get in the nominee category.
Right. Yeah. But depending on how that game ends, that's when it will win Game of the Year. But outside of that, I think it's going to be Metaphor with Astrobot coming up in the rear in the second place. Who do you think? They just
Capono. Capono,
you saw the list? So my customer just said he thinks Wukong gonna win.
Really?
Why you say that?
Interesting.
Yeah.
We can't hear him at all, but it's fine.
I'm changing.
Like born until that came out, and then when that came out, like games just got good. Like people was excited about games again. They were talking about them. My brother, he wasn't even playing games. Because I'm able to game share it. This guy, I was on like chapter 3 by the time he started. By the time he started, he caught up to me and finished the game twice because it was that addicting. And he's like 8 years older than me, and I'm 32. So we're talking about a 40-year-old got back addicted to video games because of that game. Like Wukong.
And okay. So you think it's because Wukong will win because of the impact that it had on even the casual gamer.
The underdog aspect, like I don't feel like a lot of people thought it was going to be as good as it was. How fast it sold, like that. Yeah, that game changer. Like all the other games we naming, they had a following already. I feel like is the Elden Ring one. Is that
what? And you kind of think about Elden Ring too.
It's DLC.
Elden Ring. It's DLC. First of all, it shouldn't be there.
It shouldn't be there.
Elden Ring. If you think about what he's saying, Elden Ring had that same impact when it came out that year, where it was a huge swell of just conversation around it.
Yep.
People talking about it.
It wouldn't be Wukong without Elden Ring. I will say that. I feel like the Dark Scrolls and stuff started all of this, but Elden Ring took it and made it its own and made it different. So we got to reward that too. It's innovating. It's different.
But yeah, but Elden Ring already got this award. It got it back in 2022 or 2021, whichever year Elden Ring came out. So it's just like the fact that Eric Tree's here is just frustrating. I would say, for not for me because I don't care, but it should be frustrating for other developers who, really work just as hard as From Software did for their game. They work just as hard to make their game. Their game is a brand new game that came out in the year of 2024. Not a game where you got to actually play another game that came out years ago in order to even get to the point to even play the expansion. There is no skip to that time period. Like at least Phantom Liberty last year had that, where you could actually, even though it's terrible to do it, but you could just skip all the way to the point where you could just play Phantom Liberty. And I wouldn't recommend it because you don't know what the hell is going on if it's your first time playing it, but that's an option. There is no option in Shadow of the Earth to do that. You have to play a significant period of time and beat a number of bosses in order to even be able to glimpse
the DLC. You have
the expansion.
You have to get to a point in the original game just to experience what the DLC is.
Yeah, and so that's just weird. You would go this far to make sure that it's here. It's just is what it is. But hey, thank you for your opinion on this. We appreciate you adding that GameStop customer.
Hey, here
that's awesome.
Buying the greatest thing ever, Pokemon cards, and he
man! All right, he done lost all credibility right there. I'm just sorry. He just it's all gone. No,
he started his collection, so. Feeding the childhood in him, but he said he just can't. He said he was like right before he came up here, he was looking at that game of the year, and he said the same thing. Why is Elden Ring in this? Oh, I know your credibility. I know your credibility. Yeah.
Yeah. So you didn't say who you thought was going to win?
I did. I said.
And now he's asked.
I said Metaphor.
Oh, Metaphor. Okay, all right. So we both think,
because it, the one thing I do agree with him when it comes to the whole Wukong. Now Wukong will win if they think about the impact of how sales did that game, because I do think that was part of the reason also why Elden Ring won. On top of the fact that people were talking about it all the time. The game that thing sold 20 million in that year. Wukong was over 11 million this year when they announced. I don't know if they announced any later numbers. So if they now remember when that was a whole nother thing too. Think about it. when they put in like the whole DLC and stuff like that, they talked about the Metacritic. Not the Metacritic. They talked about the score, the price of the game should all be considered. They didn't put in sales, but I guarantee if they put sales and add sales as a part of that, then Wukong will have a bigger shot at it.
Well, sales don't matter, period. But although we do know that Hogwarts Legacy didn't get nominated for anything, even though we could look at a number of categories and say Hogwarts could have been at least a nominee in these categories last year, but it got completely axed out due to politicking. But I don't think sales has ever been really an indication of anything when it comes to, award shows. And even this one, which is kind of like a fraud award show, but like the other ones like Golden Joysticks and whatever the heck else, Dice Awards, all of those never really care about sales like that anyway. If sales it'd be an indicator, like Call of Duty, it'd be up there every single year as a nominee. But, I don't think it matters. Like when FromSoft's first game they got them the Game of the Year winner was, I believe, Sekiro. And Sekiro at the time, I think Sekiro only had sold like 4 or 5 million copies at that time, which is good. But compared to the other games that it was going up against, like that's not you're not setting the world on fire with 4 or 5 million copies. I think it just doesn't really matter about sales, and I don't think it should matter, because when we know that like people buy things not because it's great quality, like we see people with EA Sports buy the annual sports releases and know it's not very good, but they're invested in the whole sports thing, and like it would be a travesty to see this year's Madden in the Game of the Year conversation when it's the same game that it's been for like 5-6 years with minor changes. Just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I don't think sales is gonna matter in the grand scheme of things. I think that I think Metaphor will win. I think kind of like I do think there is a bit of and maybe it's not like a cabal gets together. They can say, okay, guys, which one are we going to vote for? But I do think that we know for certain, like these same people who do reviews will openly admit that they talk to other reviewers about the game that they have under NDA. They admit they talk to other people and give their opinions on it and whatnot as they're playing through the game, and that does affect reviews. It wouldn't surprise me if the same people who are voting also know other people who are voting, and they're like, hey, what do you think? What do you think? That might influence things as well. But I do think overall that a lot of them may feel like it's time to give Sega their due. Go ahead and give them the winner. Game Science, you're a newcomer. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming through. Team Asobi, you kind of a newcomer to this as well. Appreciate you. Good game. We appreciate that. Local Thung, whatever, Balatro, Play Stack, good game. Can't wait to see your next one. The next one you drop, we definitely going to consider you really for Game of the Year. But this is really coming down to these other 3 right here. Rebirth, Erdtree, unfortunately, and Metaphor. And really, I think Metaphor get the win. This shouldn't even be considered. Rebirth, I don't think. Rebirth is deserving of being nominated, but not deserving of winning, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And Metaphor is just a better game overall. So that's my thoughts on it. And we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here because I haven't ate yet. I need to eat something.
He hungry.
Get some food in me.
He hungry.
Appreciate everybody for coming through. Appreciate haven't done a lunchtime with SloMo in a minute. I figured might as well do it for this. Come back for the first time and then almost 2 months because of this. And of course we're going to discuss this even further on DPS Podcast this Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central. Come through. Appreciate you. I think I made I'm gonna play Life is Strange Double Exposure. I'll play that. I'll live stream it. I think that'll be a nice little game to stream. People see kind of you know, the choices, decisions. We all kind of discuss it, you know, all that good stuff. We'll get up out of here though. Force, anything you want to say before we leave?
Everybody have a great week, man. I saw SloMo was doing. I know he asked me yesterday, was I at work, but when I got here, it wasn't busy, so I was like, let me jump in there with him. I don't want SloMo to be the only person doing stuff on the DPS channel. I got to come in here and help him every once in a while. So,
True Bleed says it's called lunchtime with SloMo. You shouldn't be hungry. See, typically, I am always hungry when I do this show.
He's true.
I am always, because I'm always doing this on my lunch break. So I'm always and then go a little bit further on my lunch break. Huh?
Do you eat in the morning?
I don't eat breakfast. I don't eat breakfast anymore.
That's why you're always hungry. Okay. What time do you wake up?
I do.
You wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning.
No, it was 6 actually, because I gotta get kids ready for school. So this I do intermittent fasting. And
you do like 18-hour fasting. You don't eat again. You eat at like 9 o'clock, and then you don't eat again till
not that many. I mean, when I was younger, I could probably do 18. I do 15 hours, and so I only eat from 1 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Okay.
That's it. I eat whatever I want in that time period, but that's it. And then after that, if I feel anything, I just drink water. So I've been drinking water all morning. I stopped eating breakfast a while. I used to do this a long time ago, and I just restarted doing it again maybe like 2 or 3 months ago. So I haven't had breakfast since like last summer.
Oh,
so
wow.
I just don't eat breakfast anymore. I have a big lunch, and then I have some like fruit or whatever, or a smoothie throughout the afternoon, and then I eat a big dinner, and I might eat a snack before 10. After that, it's nothing until to 1 p.m. the next day.
So no apples, no grapes, no oranges, no nothing after 10 o'clock.
Nope.
That's what's
nothing but water. Every now and then I'll get like, you know, I'll drink something. I'll drink like Red Bull. I won't drink like juice with too much sugar.
You drink Red Bull like it's food.
yeah, it's a problem. I need to come off the Red Bull.
Do you have like a case of Red Bull at your house? Like how many cases of Red Bull do you have at your house right now?
I have a mini fridge in my office. Like I'm in my office right now. I have a mini fridge in my office.
And there's like $40.
It's usually full of Red Bull and Powerade.
Hey, Powerade, every now and then, Powerade.
I do have a iced coffee. I forgot. Hold on, let me get the name of this. This brand is fantastic. Stoke. You ever heard of Stoke? STOK?
No.
It's like cold brew coffee. I get this from the grocery store. It's really good. This is my coffee. If I don't get coffee from like McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts in the morning when I drop the kids off, I drink this. And it's pretty good. So I gotta have my coffee. That's where I get my energy from.
What's the ratio of Red Bulls and Powerade in that refrigerator right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
Right now, I only have 3 Powerades and 2 Red Bulls in there right now.
So basically, what you're saying, at some point this week, you going to the store to restock.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I need to cook this evening, for dinner. I'm cooking some pasta, so I need to get a couple onions, some pasta shells, some large pasta shells, and some ground beef. So I might pick up some after I'm done with here and I eat something, and then I might pick up some before, and then I need to get it in the house so I can get it refrigerated before picking the kids up for school. So you know how it is.
Yeah, I know how it is. Enjoy your week, guys. We'll see you on Thursday, 9 p.m.
All right.
EST.
All right. Yep. Thank you everyone for coming through. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Monday. Peace.
Peace.